What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian and welcome to Zero Productions. You guys, Scream is apparently getting a reboot or a Scream 5. We are getting a new Scream film. Now, I've been a fan of Scream for quite some time. I really loved the first film. It was a product of its environment at the time. Scream teens. We don't get those films anymore. We don't get slasher movies anymore. Slasher movies are fading away. Luckily, we got Halloween 2018. We're getting Halloween Kills, and we're getting Halloween Ends, and I cannot wait for that. Now, Scream. Bloody Disgusting has reported that there is a new film in the works. Let me read you guys some of this article. Spyglass resurrecting Ghostface in new Scream movie exclusive. Even after the passing of Wes Craven, Ghostface continues to live on. Bloody Disgusting can exclusively report that Gary Barber's Spyglass Media Group is currently developing the next Scream, based on the franchise created by Craven and writer Kevin Williamson. While Craven had directed all 4 Scream films before his passing, various filmmakers would go and get behind the camera for a television series that ran for 2 on MTV and the 3rd on VH1. Now, interesting take on this. I don't know if they're going to do a Scream 5 or just reboot the entire thing. I honestly would rather see a reboot than a Scream 5. Or I honestly rather see a Scream 2 and have it be a direct sequel after Scream 1. Because that seems like the norm now. That's what people are doing. They're forgetting about the canon. Let's not talk about the sequels. Sequels are terrible. It's hard to pull off, a horror film sequel. Yo, real talk, it is kind of hard to pull off horror. You know what that is? I didn't think about that. Really think about that. Give me a horror film that has a great sequel that's better than the first. Post your comments down below on that. I'm curious. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm very curious by that. But that seems like it's the norm now. Like, I wouldn't be mad if they decided to do a sequel after Scream. I love Scream 1. It was so damn good. I also enjoyed Scream 2. Scream 3 was a guilty pleasure. Scream 4, I don't know what the hell those filmmakers were thinking. I don't know what, rest in peace, Wes Craven, but geez, that movie was terrible. God awful, and I'm pretty sure you guys would agree with me. Then they went off to do the show for 3 seasons. Terrible. They switched up the mask. It was ugly. I was like, what is that? What kind of mask is that? Not scary at all. Looks stupid. But they brought back the original mask for the 3rd season. I was like, okay, that's cool, but I'm still not going to watch your shitty TV show because, I'm sorry, but Scream doesn't need to be a TV show. It just doesn't. But I feel like Scream was only for its time, though. Think about it. Sidney Prescott called the police by typing in on her computer. Nowadays, you have smartphones, the technology. You know what I mean? You press the alert button on the house and your whole smart house is kicking off. I feel like a film like that just wouldn't necessarily work in 2020. It just wouldn't. It worked perfectly for being, what was that, 1996, I believe? Or 1997. One of those 2 years. But it worked perfectly because you can do a film like that. It makes sense. Slasher films, y'all. Slasher films were huge back then. Nowadays, nobody's really scared of slasher films. Nobody is. Oh my God, a man's knife. Ooh, scary. I love slasher films. Don't get me wrong. I love them. And would I like to see a new Scream film? Absolutely. But if it's done right, if you get great actors. What worked well so good for the first one, everybody was good. Everybody. So many one-liners in that movie. I'll be right back. It's just so good. Deputy Dewey, come on now. David Arquette, you can't go wrong with that first movie. It was so good. And everybody was so believable. I feel like you try to do the whole high school thing, it's not going to work out. You're going to get another movie like Ma. You know what I'm saying? I feel, and I'm not hating. I'm 28. I'm not one of those old haters. Young actors aren't as talented as they used to be. That's me being true. Think about it. Think about it. How come we don't get, all these kid movies anymore like we used to, like back in the day? The Sandlot. Come on now. I'm telling you guys, it's simply not the same anymore. But like I said, I'm on the other half. I wouldn't be mad, and I wouldn't be sad if I didn't get this new Scream. But I'm just curious to see what direction they would go with this new film. You know what I mean? Like, do they make a Scream 5 and have a continuation with Sidney Prescott? You know, really stretching that story off, which I don't think they would do. Or should they just entirely just reboot everything and start fresh, new ideas? Does it take place in college? Oh no, Scream 2 took place in college. We can't do that. You know what I mean? Like certain things like that, you're gonna really have to look over the whole entire history of Scream. Well, what's been done before? What do they do in this film, that film, and that film? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's take what they did, but kind of make it better. Things like that. Interesting stuff. But I'm curious to see how it goes without Wes Craven, because Wes Craven did create one of the most iconic horror figures of all time with Ghostface. I remember back in the day, dude, everybody had a Ghostface mask for Halloween. The one with the blood coming down the face. You know what I'm saying? You click the little button. Like, that was huge. Like, big time stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Hello, Sydney. What's your... Oh, and the whole beginning scene with Drew Barrymore. Like, how can you top that? You got Drew Barrymore for that, just that beginning scene. Like, that, it was fantastic, you guys. I don't know. We'll see, though. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Spyglass developing a new Scream film. Where would you like to see the franchise go? Part 5 or reboot? Post your comments down below, you guys. And thank you for taking time in your day for watching Zero Productions.